What up, everybody? What's up, Robin? How you doing? I'm sorry, I'm a little behind. I'm like 5 minutes late. I had to get my husband some shampoo. I had to take me a hot nap. I was supposed to take my dogs to the groomers today, and I made an appointment and everything to take my dogs to the groomers. And then I tried to start Old Faithful. Old Faithful is my car, and I need a new battery for Old Faithful. And my husband wasn't home, so I couldn't jump the car. So I was just like, I will take them to the groomers tomorrow. They will live. It's okay. But what's up, Robin? What's up, TNT? And I got to get their hair done today. It's just so much stuff I got to do. Then I found out that I'm going to have to rearrange my workout schedule because it's going to interfere with my class schedule for the semester. So, you know, just organizing. What's up, Lenny? Okay, y'all. So today we are going to talk about birth charts because I was going back and forth with, I want to say her name was Kim. What up, Richard? So the link that I posted here, that's where you can get your birth chart. You put your name, if you're male or female, and if you do have your date and time. Well, I know you're going to have your date of birth, but if you have your time of birth, you put that information in there and it will go into depth of your big three. What is your big three? Everybody has a big three. So you have your sun sign, your moon sign, and your rising sign. Your sun sign, like me, I'm a Cancer. My moon sign, which is kind of like your mood and sometimes how you interact with people in a way too, is mine is Capricorn, and my rising is Scorpio. So you kind of have those different personality traits. And then sometimes if people, like your rising sign is what people kind of see you as. So I know some people be like, dang, you kind of remind me of like a Scorpio a little bit. I'm like, no, I'm not a Scorpio. I'm a Cancer. Or sometimes people would even say Capricorn. You get what I'm saying? Based off of the personality traits. So if you look at the birth chart, it'll tell you what your sun, or you obviously know your sun, but your moon and rising is. And then when you get into depth of the birth chart, it will tell you how you communicate. My Mercury is in Leo. That's why I connect with a lot of fire signs because I have a lot of fire placements in my chart. My Chiron is in Aries. I really don't have too much air. As a matter of fact, I don't think I have any air at all. I'm still looking. But my Venus, which is your love life, is my Venus is in Virgo. And a lot of people, Venus, that are in Virgo, they usually find love like when they get matured in age or matured mentally. And it's a long lasting relationship. Now, if your shit is in Sagittarius, if you got a Venus in Sag, your relationship is hard because you like to be free. It's a little bit of struggle, you know what I'm saying? But Sagittarius has their strong points and weak points too because they do love to be loved, but they want their space too. So as long as you find somebody who's understanding with that, and there are people who are like that, then you should be good. Birth charts, in my opinion, are a good way to see where you're at in life, how your personality matches with the next person. But with life altogether, nothing is 100% guaranteed. For example, now I think I want to say your eighth house is the death house. I have to remember because it's been so long since I talked about it. And your eighth house is the death house. It's supposed to be the way you're supposed to die, but don't feed into that part. And the reason why is because Nipsey Hussle's eighth house was in Cancer. So the way he was murdered was not in a cancerous eighth house way. That's like more of an Aries house way. Like, who is this? Temporary street closure. Oh, that's near me. I ain't going nowhere that way anyway. But so that's what the eighth house is about. So I don't do it 100% because of that reason. If Nipsey's eighth house was in Cancer, the way he transitioned shouldn't have been the way he transitioned. It should have been in a violent way. When your eighth house is in Aries, that usually indicates that something is going to happen to you in a violent way. And then I think even in Scorpio, somebody is going to, somebody that you know unexpectedly is going to come for you or whatever. But if you want to go down that rabbit hole, you can Google eighth houses and what they mean and what they represent. I think um, one of them tells you if you're going to die from smoking too much and stuff like that. But like I said, nothing is always 100%, because if that was the case, the way Nipsey was supposed to originally transition was him in older years dying among family and friends. And that's not what happened. It was supposed to be more peaceful. So we're not going to go 100% on that. But on the base level of your personality, your love life and stuff, it gives you more information. Then there's an app called Pattern. If you guys haven't got Pattern, you guys should try out Pattern too, because you can intermingle with people and see like why you're cool, why you're connected, or why there's a disconnect. It's usually, it tells you if you're closed in or not. It's a lot of information that is really beneficial to you to help improve you. And then there could be some changes that you can make. So I was talking to, her name started with a K. Please forgive me for not remembering your name. But she wanted to know the big three. That is an easy way. That is an easy way to know your big three. Sorry, I was getting a text message. But what else was I gonna say? So that way, like, let's say, you know how I say certain signs are mingle and then certain signs don't. You do have the signs, like, for example, Capricorn and Geminis. They have energy, whether you either gonna click real good or y'all gonna be just like dead on enemies, like you can't be around each other. But then I always say too, when people get with people, like there could be a Capricorn Gemini relationship and they could be married for years. It depends on the placements. That's why I say that. So you can check on that. Yes, get y'all, get them likes up, subscribe, get those notifications on, get all of that going, honey. Let's get it popping. Because I want people to know and kind of understand it a little bit more. Because my husband, he's a hot mess. His big three is all water. He's all Pisces. But all of my signs, except for my rising sign, and even with rising, Pisces and Scorpios have somewhat of a compatibility more than other signs. You know, if I had more air placements in my chart, me and my husband probably wouldn't get along as well. So, like, for example, there, you know how they say, a lot of people, I know y'all hear, like, you're not the same. Like, who told me this? I think it was my homegirl who told me this. She's like, you're not like other cancers. And I'm like, yes, I am. But just not the same way, because maybe their placements are different. Because I knew it's the Cancer Gemini moons for me. It's the Cancer Gemini moons for me. They are crazy as hell. And if you're a Cancer in the Gemini moon, you're more than likely to commit murder. If you look at who is it? I don't want to say OJ Simpson, okay, because it's a lot of controversy behind that. But if you Google a lot of the signs that have commit murder, who are serial killers and stuff like that, it gets pretty interesting. But I noticed that the majority of killers that I saw was Cancer suns with Gemini moons. So it's something about that mixture with air and water that y'all be out there killing people. So y'all better be looking at these charts, because you might be next to somebody who is just cray cray. the But for me, I my moods change. One day I'm full effect Cancer. Next day I'm probably a Cap moon and just will walk past your ass like I don't see you. And other times, a lot of times I tap into my Leo energy a lot too, but not too much. The point to where I speak up, but not to the point to where I'm out there partying heavy and just living life like that. I don't do that often. Well, you know what? Cancers, we are very complex people. Not We all have similar traits, but we're not one and the same. You know what I'm saying? Like it's really different. And the same with the Libras. When the Libras is in here talking about they don't lie, That's more of a generalization, but it really depends on your placements. Are you a Libra sun and a Virgo moon? Are you a Libra sun and an Aries moon? You get what I'm saying? You're air and water. So what is okay? So if you look at your, what does it say your moon sign is? Air, water, and earth. That's a great balance, child, because me, I'm water and earth, obviously, and then my Mercury's in Leo, which is fire. And then who is it? My son, he's all earth. He's a Virgo sun, Capricorn moon, no, a Taurus moon, and a Virgo rising. And he's just all earth. Child, the ghetto. And then my daughter Neffy, she's a Sagittarius sun. She's an Aries moon, which really just defeats the purpose of patience altogether. And then she's a Scorpio rising. And then there was this person who was talking about, oh, yo, you a Leo moon? What's your sun sign, girl? Ooh, child. What's your sun sign? I love Leos though. I love their personality. Probably because my Mercury is in Leo and I connect with them more. But I love me some Leos because Leos they say what they want to say, and Aries does it too, and so does Sagittarius. Y'all just say what the fuck y'all want to say. Fire signs in general just say, let me just get it out now because if I hold it in, I'm gonna have to. Why put off today what you can do tomorrow? Okay, why cuss you out tomorrow when I can just cuss you out today and get it over with, and then we can all move on. I love that. Or they just tell you straightforward, look, this is what it is. Okay. Okay. What's your rising? So when you scroll down, it's not going to say rising, it's going to say ascending. So if you scroll down the paragraph and you look at the paragraph and you see ascending, it'll show you what your ascending sign is, which is AKA your rising sign. And then you get into the houses, and then you get into how everything is affected by planets. Like my second house is connected with Saturn, which is connected to Sagittarius. So that, with that is a hot mess too. Like your second house is supposed to be your financials and how things go, how you spend money, how you react to money. I want to say whose birth chart, one of my kids' birth chart, I want to say was my son, oldest son, where they said he was going to have to work and he going to basically be living paycheck to paycheck. Now, like I said, don't look at a lot of this stuff as set in stone. If you agree with some of the personality traits that you see, okay, cool. But when it's futuristic type stuff, that stuff I would take with a grain of salt because at the end of the day, you are the creator of your own reality, period. Point blank. I want everybody to know that. Okay, so you're a Libra sun, Leo moon, which is pretty spiffy because you probably like to turn up a little bit. You probably a little fun. You know what I'm saying? Me, I can be dry at times. I can be very dry. But actually, cancers, I think one of our biggest issues is one is the pettiness, and two, it really depends on the cancer because we automatically see a lot of things that are wrong and we're already ready to correct it. An Aquarius moon, okay. That's not bad. That's good. Aquarius moon is good. Aquarius moon, and there's nothing wrong with a Gemini moon, with a Cancer Sun Gemini moon. I'm just saying, if you push them, just don't push them type of people. I wouldn't test it. So that means you kind of just calm then, because Aquariuses are calm for the most part. You got some that turn up. Don't get me wrong, but like I said, it really depends on their placement. But that means you like calm. You don't. I mean, you get a little petty here and there, but for the most part, you like to just chill and be cool. What's your rising sign? You scroll down a little bit further. I think it's like the fourth, probably third, fourth paragraph. It'll say ascending sign. So it'll say ascending and whatever the sign is. And then sometimes they say your sun sign and your moon sign battle each other. What's up, Erica? Do y'all see it? If you just scroll down a little bit more, let me see if I can find the website on here. Hold on. Let me see if I can pin it. It's not letting me pin it. Let me see if I can go to the other page and pin it. Okay. It should be it should be before the second house. Like if you scroll down, it might even be before the first house, but just see where it says ascending and then it'll say whatever sign that is. It's not too far from the moon sign. It's in the paragraph, so it's not going to be on the actual chart. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And when somebody try you and you go for them, that's usually your Cancer, because Aquarius is, they'll know a lot of stuff about you and won't say anything because they'll just be like, yeah, it's not worth it. But us Cancers, we could be like, oh, that's what we doing today. And child, we turn into a different person. We match energy. What's up, Trisha? Did you find it, TNT? It should not, like, it's like really, if you look, it should be in bold letters too. It's easy to scroll right past, but it should be just like a few paragraphs down. You don't know too many Aquarius? Oh. But you know what, too? Another thing about signs is when you are surrounded about by a certain amount of signs in life, they're supposed to be around you for a reason. And they say when Leos enter your life, Leos are there to teach you how to kind of put yourself first, because a lot of Leos pride themselves on themselves. And it's not on no arrogant type stuff. It's not on no competitive type stuff like it would be with an Aries. It's more of a just self-confident thing. And you have and fire signs in general, if you have fire signs around you, they will either have to teach you how to speak up, and they will teach you how to kind of just put yourself first a little bit more than others. Now, if you're one of those type of fire signs who put everybody first, yet you ain't got tired yet. Because fire signs in the beginning stages, in their like young adolescent type stage of life, they are givers. And that's what people don't talk about a lot. Fire signs are definitely, they will give you everything that they won't give you everything that they have, but they definitely will give you a lot. I don't get along with Leos, but I get along with Capricorns and Virgos. Okay. So that could be your moon sign, because I know a lot of Leos who are not big fans of Aquariuses, which is weird because they get along with Geminis. Well, it's a give or take. It's a hate and it's a love hate relationship with Geminis, and it's not because Geminis are Geminis. It's because Leos and Geminis have an understanding, but it could get a little, it can get a little sticky. So, and that's the thing. Your calm nature of being chills. Leos might be a little intense to be around, and you probably don't want to do have because a lot of Aquariuses like to stay to themselves too and be kind of homebodies. They really do. So you being a Cancer want to be by at home, and then you want to be and you an Aquarius in your homebody. What you need with a Leo? You just want to be you just want to be at home with your family, kind of do that thing and stay in your own little shell. But again, if you do need a Leo, if you do need a Leo in your life to teach you something, the universe has its way of sending the people around you that you need to teach you that lesson. They really do. Because I have earth signs around me because I need to get organized. And I have not done that yet. And I'm still working on it. I promise you I'm doing better. But I have earth signs surrounded by me because they help me with the structure. Virgos, not too many Tauruses. And there's probably a reason for that as well. Um, because at one point in time I was around Tauruses a lot. And then it just went to the point to where I wasn't. So whatever I needed in that factor is no longer needed. And then there was a period of time where I was just surrounded by nothing but earth signs. And now it's just a mixture of earth and fire for me. So here I am on this hand getting taught how to be organized and be on time, which I still ain't figured out yet. That's probably why they're around me. And then the fire signs teach you the confidence, the just to say whatever you want, to live a little bit freer, get out of your shell a little bit. So these type of things I need. Um, Air signs, in my opinion, they have a creativity space in their mind. If you are around a lot of air signs, if you really just sat down and had a conversation with air sign, they have a lot of freaking good ideas. Like they could create a lot of stuff. Like they just I mean, you look at people like Nick Cannon, Cardi B, Mr. Organic, um Champ, his ex-girlfriend, and all these other people who are air signs. They have a lot of creativity within them. Like they think outside of the box more than others. A lot of things that an air sign would do, a lot of other people would just kind of look down upon and be like, I don't know about that. They're not spontaneous enough to do it. But an air sign will do it and be unique with it. Yes. Look under ascendant. What does your ascendant say? It's before the houses, though. Your ascendant should show up before the houses. And don't look at the chart, look at the paragraphs. Oh, yeah. That's fucked up. Oh, that sucks. And the thing about that, too, what your rising is, too, is what planet was in position when you were born as well. Like where the sun was rising at. It's so many things that are aligned with planets. And when I went to the California Science Center with my kids, I realized a lot of that stuff was there too. And I was like, wow, it's crazy. The shit is insane. Okay. So it probably not gonna have your rising sign if you do not have your birth time. Which is okay. Cause a rising sign is basically how a lot of people may perceive you when they first meet you. Why is this phone so loud? Did y'all hear that or was it just me? I want to know if my phone is like coming through with my notifications because I'm getting a whole bunch. Did you see it, TNT? But it's what people perceive you as, and there is a reason why you can't click with Leos. What is usually the case when you fall out with a Leo? Because I met a Leo one time. She just did not like cancers. Oh, okay. She just did not like Cancer. She's like, I do not like Cancers. They are so raggedy. They are so judgmental. They are just, ooh, like she was just, I mean, the hate was real. And I was just like, oh, wow. Then she argued down with me and told me I wasn't a Cancer. So, there's that. But what is it about Leos that irks you? Is it the intensity of their energy? Is it they just do too much for you? Because you might not like all that friction. Hold on, who is this texting me? But y'all, the friends I got. Hold on. Ugh. Hold on. Oh, that's so random. And I believe it's a way I can look online to find the time of birth. Well, I don't know, but if you get it, that basically will show you, because the meat and potatoes is your date of birth and the place of birth. The rising, it's just really how people see you or perceive you as. They be like, "Oh, you remind me of this or that," and sometimes you'll tap into that energy, because I know somebody who's fire, and well, that's her Libra moon, and her rising, I can't remember what her rising was. I have to ask that heifer what her rising was. But it made so much sense to her why she was one way one minute and another the next. That's why you'll hear people say, you're not like all the other Virgos, or you're not like all the other Leos, because it depends on the placements. The placements create your personality and what you lean on. Oh my goodness. Why is she? Hold on. Okay. Okay. Well, if you don't know what your birth time is, your rising is not going to show. I know my birth time and my kids' birth times and stuff because I'm obsessive like that. But if you don't know, don't worry about it. It's not that big of a deal. The meat and potatoes really is in the moon and sun. I don't know, girl. I got times in California. They put the time for us. They put the time for us. So I don't know how that works. But let me ask you something. In your state, do you have to sign for declaration of paternity if you're not married? Do you know? Because I know in certain states like California, and I want to say Vegas too, you have to sign a form. You and the both parents are in agreement of signing the form for both parents to be on the birth certificate. You know how like back in the day when a lady said that babe, that's that man baby, and they just wrote it down. And then even in Texas, I wanted to have my kids in Texas because they do circumcision for free. And California they don't. They say it's cosmetic. You got to pay about like what, $500 for that, because they call it cosmetic. So it's like different states got different things. That's probably why you don't have the time on your thing. I believe you have to if the father doesn't sign the birth certificate. Okay. Okay, because I wasn't sure, because I know a lot of people there was some people that said that it hasn't changed, but it's been a long time since I had that conversation. I know when they changed it in California, other states were still doing it. We doing good. We just chatting it up. I just had like extra stuff to do this morning. I had to go and put one of my kids on homeschool, because when I feel like the school's not giving my child enough with certain things in school, I will pull them real quick and teach them myself. I'm one of those type of mamas. If I feel like they're lacking in something, this is what I was mentioning yesterday with school. My mom said they stopped in early 2000s. Okay, okay, cool. Um, with school, they don't, like I said yesterday, they're very old with teaching. And they get mad at kids who don't want to learn because they're bored, but it's nothing new for them to learn. So for me, when I see my kids cutting up or they're not behaving the way they're supposed to, I always try to find out what the root of the problem is. Are they getting along with the teacher? Do they have a connection with the teacher? Is the teacher cool? Now, if all those boxes check off and I know it's my child is the issue, then I go to the next step. What are they doing, and why are they doing what they do to get in trouble? Do they want attention? Are they not getting enough attention? Is there could be something mentally wrong with them? Is there I check off all the boxes instead of writing them off as a bad kid. Now we know schools don't do that. Schools will put you in two different categories. You either good or you bad. Period. There's not too many schools that are just gonna say, okay, well maybe this person is going through something, or the first thing they do is probably something going on at home or some weird shit. I homeschool my son now because that's what I'm saying. Like, you could do the shit yourself. And I think during the pandemic, there was like mixed reviews about the pandemic schooling. Half were like, dang, this is really hard. Teachers, they I see what they're going through because it's not easy. And then other people were like, this is pretty simple. I could do this myself. And what frustrates me about these schools is they don't know how to have people be accountable of whatever they need to do. You get what I'm saying? They don't know how to let people be accountable. They try to kind of coddle. And I think over the years, when a lot of these parents start cussing out these teachers and banging on these teachers, basically telling the teachers it's their fault, that's where the disconnect came. But not all parents are like that. Not all parents are like that. And then there's a lot of things like I I remember one time when my son was really, really young. This was before we got him evaluated and found out that he was autistic. The teacher was writing him off, just saying he was bad, just saying he didn't want to listen, just saying he didn't want to pay attention. And then when we went in her class, it was dried in a mug. And then she was going over sounds, and she was like, I will never forget this. This heifer was like, what does a rooster say? A ruh, a ruh. And my husband was with me, and I knew I should have left his motherfucking ass home, because that is not the person you take with you when you try to handle something as serious as that. Now, he handled other stuff that's serious, but that situation, no. Because this nigga go lean to me and whisper, now what kind of fucking rooster is that? And I lost it, and I had to get out that classroom. And that is when I knew that you can't just send your kids to school to these strange people and don't know. You got to meet these teachers, you got to interact with these teachers, because she was really gunning for my child. She was really gunning for him. She was just like, he's bad, he's not ready for school, just all types of weird stuff. Whole time he just was autistic. So, you know, she's not a teacher anymore. No, whoever knows what happened to her, I don't. She was pretty old anyway. But that's why I say homeschooling is beneficial for children, for parents who are able to do it, because a lot of these teachers, they are so set in their ways. They dry, they don't care, they tired, they just there for a paycheck, and they don't get paid that much money anyway. So it's really, really, really bad. Yes, that's what the school did to me, and they barely touched me. Touched me stuff I understand, taught me stuff I understand. That's why I didn't get paid enough, and they put me in the CBI class I barely learned. And that's what I'm saying. Like they throw you in these categories. They're baby. They feel like they're babysitting you, and there's a lot of parents out there who really want a lot for their kids. They really want their kids to learn something. But then you got those parents who send their kids to get to babysit. So they can go to work and they can do whatever they want to, and the kid falls through. Then the kids start cutting up, and they don't know why the kid's being bad. I knew a kid who got sent home every day, every single day. Every day he got sent home. He started smoking weed. This boy was I think 11, no, he was about 11, 12 years old doing this. Smoking weed on Instagram, just all types of stuff. And if you look at his background, he didn't live with his mother. He lived with his aunt, and his mom was just doing the best she could with what she got, trying to figure out what position she could put herself in to be financially successful to raise her kids, and he's just falling through the cracks. They had him on half days in school. He ditched school, and it's really about the balance of what you can give to your child. Now, if your child's not living with you and they're living with someone else, that could create some things where they start acting out in different types of ways. So I always say there's always a reason behind somebody's dysfunction. Now, that girl that attacked that teacher, I feel like some of that dysfunction, you gotta look at what kind of mama she got. You gotta look at what kind of mama and daddy she got, what kind of family members you got, because it ain't, we don't know. She might be in a two-parent household. She might be in a one-parent household. She might stay with her grandma. Who she staying with? Who she staying with? Because we need to know, like, they did whatever they did with her. I haven't got any updates yet, but if I do get updates, I'm gonna let y'all know on that story again, because that story bothered me so much. It really bothered me because I don't I will I guess because we're a lot of us are old school, and the ones that aren't old school have been taught you don't be hitting adults, you don't run up on your elders, you kind of respect the people that are older than you. And that doesn't mean allow them to disrespect you, but ain't no way in hell I would okay any of my children to put their hands on a teacher. Her mom wasn't mad at the teacher either because she said her daughter knew better than that. Well, they said on the last thing that they might be bringing charges, but that could be just the DA bringing the charges. Right. But I'm glad I learned independence from that class. I can live by myself. Okay, good. That's good. That's good. That's a blessing, though. And that's what we are supposed to do as parents. We're supposed to set it up to where our children kind of got it handled. You know what I'm saying? So, do you have the link, Ashley? Do you have the link? Cuz I want to go look at that right now cuz I want to see, because and that too, sometimes parents lose control of their kids. They do. They lose control of their kids because who's there to support them? Who's there to help them? Is she at work all the time? Does she have the time to pour into her child? Does she spoil her child out of guiltiness of not being around enough? I'm just curious. And in my personal opinion, I would hope that she have that girl apologize to that teacher, and that teacher need to apologize too for putting her hands on her, because I would have pinned her down. Because you're not stronger than me. I would have pinned her down. I probably wouldn't, because she already slammed her on the ground. You already saw where she slammed her. I would have pinned her ass down, held her down, and had somebody call her. I can send you the screenshot of the past IG I saw. Okay, send me that real quick. But you know what? Giving parents problems growing up, that's growing pains. You gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? Your mom did that with your grandparents, and her grandparents did that with their grandparents. Like, that's just adolescence. That's just children finding themselves. It's just the right guidance. What's up, Delaney? It's just how you guide yourself. You know what I'm saying? We can't beat ourselves up for the choices that we made when we were children and when we were younger. We can only improve, have an understanding of where we were in that moment. Where was your thought pattern? What was you thinking of? Were you getting frustrated? Because there's a lot of kids who mess up in school simply because they don't understand it and they don't want to look stupid, and then. They'll act out then. So it's just many, many, many factors on why a child would act up or be, you know what I'm saying? I will never say there's nothing wrong with a child, they just acting up. Now, it might not be a good reason why they acting up all the time, but it's always gonna be a reason. Period. So don't beat yourself up about the issues that you did when you were growing up. That's growing pains. I don't know any child that was growing up from when they were an adolescent who was perfect in their parents' household. It's always gonna be conflict. You sent it to my Instagram, right? Hold on, let me see. That's what's up, Trisha. That's what we supposed to do. Hold on. For some reason, I'm attracted to Capricorn, but I don't like them. Oh. Um, Most people are attracted to Earth signs and Capricorns because of their stability, but after a while, it gets boring. Hold on. Let me see. Where is Instagram? Okay, hold on. Let me see more. Friend, hold on. Photo. All right. Let me see. I just found out I'm a Gemini. You're a Gemini sun, Cancer moon. Why isn't this loading? Hold on. It's supposed to load. There we go. All right. Hold on. This say, are y'all okay? I'm asking because the world thought of going up to the school to fight the teacher never even crossed my mind. And what in the world? My child had the audacity to go behind the teacher's desk, curse at the teacher, invade her space multiple times, refuse to listen, and back up and swing on her first. And you think my reaction is going up there to fight the teacher? I'm losing my mind on my child because you thought you ate, you thought you was grown, you thought you were putting on a show, right? Now you getting two shows for the price of one. It's a double feature, not a double feature. Oh, you're on the cusp. Okay, you're on the cusp. Hold on. And that that phone, you'll never see it again. Matter of fact, I'm throwing it out the principal's window just to prove a point, just to make sure you extra to make that extra spicy because you lost your entire mind, and so have I. Like, are y'all okay? Okay, so I get it, right? Because teenagers, boy, they suck. Y'all hear me say that all the time because they trying to figure out their lives. But I think where we mess up as parents, because even I do that, and I have to try to figure out like what ways that I can do better than that. We cannot teach our children. I mean, we can, but I just don't think it's a good idea to teach your children how to not be violent with violence. I mean, you throwing stuff out the window, and you know what I'm saying? Like she may not even do that. She probably just saying that out of frustration. I get that part. But like you throwing phones out the window, oh, that's what we doing. That's what we doing, and it's we gotta there's no booklet in parenting. So, and I get it. She embarrassed you publicly, so you gotta make sure you're good. And but throwing stuff out the window and acting out and being extra spicy because she was spicy, children follow our lead. They follow our lead. They don't do what we say, they do as they see. So, you know, that's why when you get situations where you do stuff out of the ordinary that could be questionable to your children, oh, don't do this. Don't do this, guys. Don't drink, or don't do that, and they see you doing it. Like, that don't work anymore. Um Growing up, a lot of us got the fear put into us with discipline in different type of ways too, but in life everyone evolves, right? We all evolve, but we can't just continue using the same traditional tactics because they don't work. This is why I don't whoop my kids. You know what I'm saying? I Every once in a while, if it gets to that point to where they need a two-piece and a biscuit, big, if it goes there, it goes there. But I try not to go there with teenagers, because that's not really showing them how to deal with things. That's really showing them when you get angry and you can't deal with a situation or have a conversation, fight. And that's what I don't want to teach my kids. So I try to have a conversation with them first. I try to talk to them first. That's why when you guys start seeing the videos of me and my kids, you'll see how they interact. They'll see how they'll talk. And my biggest focus on all of them is, how do you resolve conflict? It can't be by fighting, because back in the day, we was violent. Okay, we were violent people, and it's because a lot of things that we grew up on. We grew up with Ninja Turtles and Power Rangers and GI Joe and Mortal Kombat and all this violent ass shit. Gangster rap, like everything violent. So when we got older, we bringing that shit to the forefront too. Okay, you're on the cusp. My brother's birthday is June 22nd. So I think Cancer start June 20th. I have a boyfriend, me and him dated for 10 years, August 29th, and I'll be 11. Blessed. August 29th will be 11. I'm blessed that I gave him life, and I'm a Pisces, and my boyfriend is an Aries. See? And that's what I'm saying. Like, it really depends on the placements. It really depends on the placements, because in retrospect, fire signs are very optimistic people. That they rush into things because they see the optimism and rush into it. Why not do it? Fuck it. Water signs, and not even all water signs, particularly Pisces don't rush into things. They have to have a backup plan after a backup plan after another backup plan for that backup plan to cover that backup plan. And you know, and they have so many creative ideas and flowing, so their follow through might not be all together. You know what I'm saying? So it's a little bit harder for them, and that will frustrate the shit out of a fire sign, because they're like, "What the fuck are you waiting for? Let's do this." So, it really depends on the placements as well. That's why I say you got to know your big three. Sometimes he get on my nerves, but I love me some him and my Tony Braxton voice. What up, Rico? Well, I spent 100 on my girls on hoodie. They spoiled. Well, sure. That's what I'm saying. You just gotta know the placements. You gotta know your partner. You gotta be okay with that being their personality. Once you do that, you should be fine. But I always say, go to your birth chart to know what you're dealing with. What is their Venus? Is it in Sag? Is it in Scorpio? Is it in any type of air sign? Why is that important? Because some of those placements, they might not be ready to settle down at that moment, and you're pouring into somebody, and you're not paying attention to the signs either, because that's important too, because you can only go by how a person show you. You'll mess around and fuck yourself in the end. And now I don't date Scorpios. I don't date Leos. You'll not date that particular person just because of that person. And you, like, I'm not even gonna hold y'all. I have the birthday my husband has is the same birthday that I have of an ex that I knew back in the day. And they were like night and day. You know what I'm saying? Night and day. And they both had both of their parents in their lives, but they were just night and day type individuals. And that's the placements. And then, sometimes Pisces can be very toxic people. That's when they're not cool. Oh, here come my son. Lord. Now this how I know he a Leo. Look, he don't want nothing. He in the deep freezer grabbing what? Nothing. He just wanted me to know that he's home. That's all that is. But even with him, my son who's a Leo, he's an Aries moon and an Aries rising. And he always got this frown face, like he laughs and he giggles, but he always got this resting bitch face. And everybody be like, "What's wrong with you? You got a problem?" He be like, "Nope." That's not always a good idea either, Rico. That is not always a good idea. That is not always a good idea. Because if I was single, you would not catch me with a Cancer. I'm sorry. I just can't. Because male Cancers are similar to female Cancers, but they're also very different. And they're very sneaky. So it's like, but they're only sneaky if they not rocking with you like that. If they really committed to you and they loving on you, they're gonna be just as clingy as you are. But me having fire placements, like since my Leo's and Mercury, I don't want to be smothered all the time, which is different and unique to a Cancer because Cancers are considered clingy. So it really depends on the placements, but I would not always recommend a sign dating the sign because it's not always going to be mutual. It's going to be a power struggle and it's going to be a tit for tat thing because y'all already kind of have the same personality. So y'all going to be knocking each other's heads around a little bit. Y'all going to be knocking. So if a Pisces date a Pisces, it's going to be head games all day. They're going to be trying to dissect each other mentally all day. It's gonna be a hot mess. If a Leo dates a Leo, the second one of the Leos step out of line and do something crazy, it's gonna be a turn up competitive. I'll do what I want session. And you gotta really pay attention. My late mom used to say Pisces are sometimey and hard to get along with. I'm a sweetheart. Um, Pisces are not sometimey. I think they're it's like I said, it's different types and it depends on the placements, but the Pisces that I've noticed in general, I'm gonna just say in general, um they're not sometimey. They can be an introvert or an extrovert. They can hang out or they can just chill. It just depends on who brings them out of their little thing. But it's two fish, so they can either swim this way or they can swim that way. They're not always going to want to be bothered with you. And you got to be okay with that because sometimes Pisces input all their energy on other people and let people suck them dry to where they have nothing left and then they don't want to deal with you. It's not really them being sometimey, it's them overextending themselves and not knowing when to sit the fuck down. And now you don't want to be bothered. Now you don't want to be bothered. And now everybody's like, what's wrong with you? Then, too, the Pisces that finally set their boundaries after doing what people want for so long, now you a different person. And that's a water sign problem anyway, except for Scorpio, because Scorpio's a little different. I be feeling like low key, and y'all can't have Scorpios, but Scorpios should have been a fire sign. Sag should have been the air sign. And who is it? 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 Let's see. Aquarius could have been a earth sign. And then Taurus could have been, what do they resonate with me with a little bit? They could be a bit of a water sign. We could take them. We could take them because of the loyalness and the fight for the underdogs. Tauruses fight for the underdogs too. If you tell a Taurus a story sad enough, they will try to fight with you to the depths of hell to win that fight, because they no fucking way. And that's similar traits of water signs. So I feel like, it been a little bit misplacements, but y'all can't have Scorpio. Scorpio belongs to us. Okay? But that's just my personal opinion on that. That's just it for me. That's just how I feel. But you can't you can't keep overextending yourself, giving your 100% to the people who ain't giving you 1%. And then when one day you finally get burnt out and you say no, you tired. Oh, Lord. Not all in the room together. Ooh, child, that's a lot. That's a lot. But you know what? One thing about one thing about Pisces and Libras, y'all can like chameleon with the scenery. Y'all really can. Y'all can chameleon with the scenery. Y'all can, unless you're not comfortable. If Pisces not comfortable, you're not getting shit. They just gonna be quiet. You're not getting shit. But child, that's too much. That's too much. But Leos and Libras understanding. They have an understanding. Leo and Pisces. Mm, I don't know too many Leos who tolerate Pisces for long periods of time. I know that the people like to date the sign that's probably not as compatible as the next. But again, it's the same thing with the optimism of a fire sign and the pessimism of a Pisces. Pisces can be very pessimistic at times, and they see it as self preservation or preparing for the worst. But you don't have to prepare for some shit that you may not know, may not never even happen. You just trying to manifest some bullshit at this point. But you can't tell no Pisces that, because they've always put themselves in positions to where they help everyone out and they get the short end of the stick. So now they're guarded. And in return, whatever comes to them, that positivity that they did have turns into pessimism and seeing, wait, hold on, let me see how they move real quick. Child, me too. And I don't know why, honey. I didn't want two Sages. I don't think I would be able to tolerate two Sages in my household. Okay. Because the patience my daughter gives me with her mouth. I Ashley, did you go see that video on the Mary Dynasty yet? I asked her, I said, is the ice cream good? She's like, yeah. Like, I'm like, well, damn. Like, how am I supposed to know? I don't eat strawberry ice cream. Like, you just don't just ugh. Don't talk to me. And then my Scorpio, she like to live in my skin. My brother is very bossy. He wants to tell us what to do, and my sister and I be so over it. Your brother's a Leo? No, your sister's a Leo. The brother's a Libra. Well, that's the air placements of the kind of godly, like I'm the king type energy. You'll see that in a lot of Libra men, like Mr. Organic, Nick Cannon, and they don't do it. They don't do it on purpose. Purpose. I mean, they just be feeling themselves a little bit too much. They can be humbled, but like I said, it really depends on a person, because some of these men that are Libras, you can't tell them shit. My mom got a Pisces, Aries, Cancer, Scorpio, and Sagittarius. Oh my God. Oh no. Oh my. Child, I'm gonna be honest with you. I would not want to have, okay. I would not want to have um an Aries child. And no shade to Aries, because I do love Aries. But Aries are like the meanest compared to a Leo or a Sag. Sages is mean. They all got their mean streaks, okay? Because my daughter has a mean streak. But I think an Aries for me would be too much to raise as a child. Okay. And I just, it would be too intense for me. I don't think I want that kind of pressure in my life. I wouldn't mind having a Cancer as a child, but I ain't having no more kids, so that ship has sailed. I would not mind having a Cancer as a child because I would understand it. Scorpios, I understand they whine just as almost as much as Cancers, so I get it. But I don't like being clingy. I don't like the clingy stuff either. You're a Taurus? Okay, cool. So Taurus is, like I said, y'all will support, support, support. Y'all will ride for the for people, and you know, sometimes, like I said, it be for the wrong fucking people. When y'all ride for y'all, like y'all bring the best out of everybody. You tell people they solutions. You don't judge them, and you ride with your friends. You ride with your people. You ride with your family. Y'all do y'all. It's whatever with y'all. Y'all give sound advice the best you can, not the toxic ones, child, because some of these Tauruses out here, and it's just a waste of time. But the ones that are the bomb, that are not toxic, the toxic ones are the ones that allow people to do stuff to them and they hold on to it just to have another conversation about what somebody has done to them. They hold on to stuff a lot. They hold on to their trauma. That's why when I notice with the interactions of a lot of other people who are around toxic Tauruses and hang out with toxic Tauruses, I see that in them. But the ones that are the Tauruses that are just chilling and they kind of just took accountability of their situation in life, they chill and they ride with you and they'll tell you when you wrong. They will check your motherfucking ass in private. They won't even do no shit on no type of embarrassing shit like in front of everybody. His birthday is October 15th. Oh yeah. On the cusp of Libra too. Uh-oh, birthday twins. She said my birthday's that day too. My mom and brothers in Aries. Ooh, Ashley, you poor thing. How was that? How was that? Because I would be locked in my fucking room, okay? You would never really see me. In my adolescence age, my oldest brother was a Cancer, a June Cancer. He's a June Cancer. My second oldest brother is a Capricorn. So a lot of people used to call us Buffy and Jody because we used to fight a lot, but then we'd be cool in the end. Capricorns and Cancers get along for the most part, but we are still polar opposites. So we're not going to always be 100% on what we agree on. And then Capricorns sometimes have this competitive nature that we don't want to deal with. We just don't want to deal with that. Like, and even Aries has competitive natures too. They have competitive attributes and stuff because they got to be the best, the best, the best, right? They're best at what they do. And that shit is exhausting to us because what are we competing with? I'm just trying to live. Okay, I don't want to. My brother used to always say, "Let's race," and he wanted to see who can drink milk the fastest. I'm like, this shit make my stomach hurt. I'm not about to do this. I'm not about you. You won. I won. I won. I just when I get around Capricorns who are, because not all of them are competitive. A lot of them will stand down and just don't be worried about it. But there's a lot of competitive ass Capricorns out there, and that shit is exhausting. And Aries too. You know what's funny? I was watching CJ's video today with him playing basketball with Lexi, and his competitive nature just oozed out. Like it just oozed out, and I was laughing. I was like, "Look at him struggling, trying to be cool, but he can't help it." He like, how did you win that shot? Like, what is going on? My son dad is an Aries too. Ooh. Ashley, what is going on, ma'am? What is with the fire signs, honey? Ooh, Lord. I'm not even gonna front. My dating life that I had, I typically stuck to my compatibility. There was like a little bit of times where I stepped out of it and I was like, nah, that's not it. I'm gonna just stay within my realm. So the majority of people that I've dated have been either earth or water. I dated one fire sign when I was a kid. and that was a Leo, and that I was a kid, so that wasn't really a real relationship for real. But when I started dating, it was majority earth signs or water. It was never like it just was. I've never dated an Aries, a Sag, an Aquarius, a Libra, um what other signs is it? Like the majority of the signs I just have not dated. My dating life has been resulted to Taurus, Virgo, Pisces, Capricorn. That's it. Crazy, huh? Oh, and I dated a Cancer. But it's still water. Water, earth. That's it. That's it. I kind of just stuck to my guns, and even if that was ghetto. But it wasn't. I just kind of I didn't go out the box and say, let me go get me some air sign action. Let me go get me some fire sign action. And it's not even that I picked it that way. That's just how naturally it happened. When I was younger, I stayed in my room because when I was around my brother or sister, I got in trouble because they wanted to do something bad and wanted me to join with them. And I said, no. You know what? A lot of Pisces that I've seen or encountered, it's not too many followers. It's not too many followers. Pisces kind of do what they want. Even my husband was like that. When people was growing up, they was like, "Oh, let's go do that." He like, "Nah, y'all got that." And they like, "Oh, you a chump," and he be like, "Ah, shut up." Like, I don't know. That I think that's pretty cool though. They kind of did their own thing. Child, I tell people, when you date a fire sign, especially an Aries, you are featuring in the movie of them. Okay? If you understand that and you get that you are a co-star to their show, you'll be just fine. If you can't deal with that, child, you better let an Aries be an Aries, honey. Oh, dang, that's cold blooded. They wrong. They wrong. I'm telling you, you gotta know you a co-star in their show. You are a co-star in their show. What they say is what they say. What they do is what they do. Hold on, let me bring up a chart real quick. Hold on. Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can load this up. All right, let me know if y'all can see this. Hold on. Hold on, let me see if y'all can read that. Now, in my opinion, air signs, like I said, and fire signs got more of an understanding because, and even with Tauruses, they're more Tauruses, fire signs and air signs, and this does not really include Aquarius, but they like the luxury type lifestyle things. Now, everybody like nice things, but Taurus and um Taurus and air signs and fire signs like the money. They like the coin. They like to not even the money. They just like the lavish type things. Capricorns like money only for necessities. They do like to do fun things in here, but they will ball on a budget in a heartbeat. Pisces is a give or take. Sometimes they'll overspend, sometimes they won't spend at all. Okay? And it really depends on the situation, but they got to get accustomed. A lot of times, Pisces has to get accustomed to liking nice things for their damn selves. Not for everybody else, but for themselves. Child. Okay, let's talk about that. Fire signs are very emotional, but the emotions is a different emotion from water. They say we cry babies, but I don't think it's cry babies. It's us just trying to explain to them why they shouldn't be doing what they're doing, or why we don't appreciate what they're doing. And they may see that as nagging, they may see that as whining or crying. But fire signs get emotional to the point they want to fight, or when they want to bust somebody in their jaw. You get what I'm saying? So, and a lot of times too, that same energy does fall onto Virgos. Virgos are like that. When they're younger, their temperament is more turned up. Their temperament is more turned up. Like, they be ready for whatever. If you got a couple of Virgo friends and you ready to fight somebody, bring you a Virgo. Like my son, when he gets mad, when both of my sons get mad, they cry. And I think a lot of earth signs do this. And it's not because they're scared or they're mad. They're just, I think part of it is they're afraid of what they're gonna do to that person, or they're just so angry that they just want to just do something to them and they know they can't. So they get so frustrated. It's a few people like that. It's a few signs like that. I know a few cancers who do that. Um, I think that's probably it. Okay, so yeah, like I said, it's like it's a difference. You gonna overspend or underspend. It depends on your resources, honey. But Pisces like comfortability too, but it just depends on who provided. But you can't tell no fire sign they're emotional. You just can't, because they'll get mad. Hold on. You're a cat. You're a Cancer and a Capricorn moon too. That's what's up. Hold on, let me take this off here. Settings. I'm still trying to work this program stuff when I can upload stuff. So you're a Cancer Sun and Capricorn moon. That's me too. So we probably got a lot of similar personality traits for sure. We got a lot of personality traits for sure. Ashley, how can you get along with an Aries but don't get along with Leos? That's crazy. You gonna have to explain that one to me, because Aries are more intense, but Aries are sweet people. They like, if you get the sweet side of an Aries, they are very sweet people. What's up, Taisha? You know what? Not I just get along with my mama. It's tough. I try. This morning, he always waits with me until my ride comes so I could go to my weight program. And he had an attitude and I bagged on him. Dang, that's cold blooded. Um, I didn't want to bring this up because that just reminded me of a situation that I just seen. I just seen about Leon. That may be a Pisces thing or just a woman thing. I think it may be a woman thing. When a situation happens and we just kind of clown on the situation, and the person we kind of clown and we make it as a joke, but they take it a little too serious and they get upset. I think that may be a woman thing sometimes, though. I think that is because I seen the celebrity talk. I don't know if y'all follow him, but he is hilarious. Every time I watch his videos, I am in tears. He is so stupid. I had a homeboy in Texas. I haven't spoken to him in years though, but when we was kids, we used to always have these roasting sessions on Yahoo Messenger. And he was him and probably a couple of my cousins from LA were the only people that I knew who kind of clout like this. When they said weird jokes like dust sand beetle, moon cricket, when they used to call people that and stuff like that, that type of shit used to always tickle the shit out of me. So when I hear this nigga talk about water giraffes and shit, oh my god, he be having me crying. He be saying some real stuff, but he be having me in tears. I be crying my motherfucking ass off because what the fuck? I still don't know what a water giraffe is. That nigga said a mud squirrel. He said all kinds of shit. He's fucking hilarious. So I was watching his video the other day. Well, actually, it was last night. He posted it. And I guess Leon was wearing Jalea slippers. And I think royalty outed him for doing that. And the look on his face, he was not happy. And I was like, and then Jalea was like, those are my shoes. And then he kind of ran up on her and pushed her a little bit, like, why you say that or whatever. And I don't know the why that was not edited out, but here's the thing about Leon, because this really has more to do with being around majority of women as opposed to, well, he is around a triple threat because in my personal opinion, Pisces men and Pisces women don't really get along like that either. That's why I said a lot of times you cannot date your sign because Pisces women and Pisces men are a little bit different. They're a little bit, it's some difference to it. Just like with what I said, I don't have nothing against Cancer men, but I would not date one. And if well, I'm married now, but in my single days, I would not date a Cancer man. I tried it for about 2 weeks and my vibes and my intuition was off. And I was like, I can't be with you because I can't trust you. And he was like, well, what the fuck did I do? And I was like, nothing yet. And he's never done anything to me for me to feel that way. But my intuition was just like, something ain't right. Like, it's something about you sneaky. I just can't do it. So it's kind of the same energy with Pisces men and Pisces women. And all astro. Oh, thank you. Did your dad tell you to bring me this? Thank you, son. I appreciate your life. Look at my son bringing me ice water. That's so nice of him. But Pisces men and Pisces women, they're kind of like, because one thing about Pisces is they're gonna mentally dissect you. And if they see that you're full of shit, they're not gonna like you. And then the ones that are full of shit, the Pisces, that the and not the toxic ones. The toxic ones is trash. But the regular Pisces that see a toxic Pisces and they see they being manipulative, they're not gonna like them. Because even though a Pisces that is cool is not toxic, they know what the toxicity could lead to and what the toxic Pisces is capable of, because they're capable of doing it too. They're just more mature to not do it. Right? So Leon is a Pisces and his mother is a Pisces. He may not agree with a lot of things that his mother is doing, but he is going to keep quiet about it. But his facial expressions give him away every time. Um, I don't think it was right. I'm telling you, Taisha. I'm telling you, it don't work. Cancer and Cancer does not work at all, honey. I would love to see that dynamic duo. It don't work for me for sure. Um, Trisha, what you have, because you said you were a Pisces, right? What you have is when you hear people say stupid shit, you get irritated. And that's how Pisces are. When Cancers, when we hear people say stupid shit, we try to help them. Y'all be like, you stupid motherfucker. That word don't even go there. What the fuck are you talking? Oh, no. Get me away from this jigaboo. That's how y'all are. Okay, Cancers, we try to at least help before we get petty. We at least try to assist before we diss. Okay, y'all don't. Y'all be like, cause y'all be like, that motherfucker know they dumb. They know what the fuck they. Oh my god, y'all just for some reason that level of stupidity, y'all not really into helping with. Y'all just let them fall by the wayside unless you really fuck with them and they your friend. But other than that, no. But when y'all see a toxic Pisces do something, y'all y'all call it out because it's not comfortable. Leon's a Pisces, his mama's a Pisces. The shit that she's doing, he will never speak up against his mama because he loves his mama. But a lot of stuff she don't know how to do, and she. It sounds like she's writing off, and she continuously plays off. Oh, he's fine. Leon is fine. He's okay. And are you okay? Like, you can't put nobody on the spot and ask them if they're okay. Like, what he's gonna say no? Why he gonna say no to you? It's a manipulation tactic. Yep, average at best. That nigga is hilarious. He got 2 pages. He got the celebrity talk and he got your average at best. He is fucking hilarious. I be laughing. My husband be laughing. We be in tears. That nigga is hilarious. He should be a comedian because he is stupid. He is fucking hilarious. That nigga be having me crying every time. It's not a video where I just be having a serious. I be trying to be like, okay, I'm not gonna laugh this time. And then he'll say some just random ass shit and I'll be laughing my ass off. That nigga's funny as fuck. Me too. I watch both of them and I'm subscribed to both of them. Cause he be saying some real shit. And you know what I noticed too? The other sector, the other side, they don't really fuck with him. And I found that interesting too. I know they know he exists, but he don't look like a nigga that you play with. So we'll see how that goes. But I've noticed that. I recognize that. But y'all look at that video with Leon and her dynamic. And then ooh, oh, okay. Somebody just just said prayers is gonna be wasted, Lord. Yes, PJ's stupid too. I think at a certain point in time, because Richard does that in the group and Mooch does that in the group. I think at a certain time, men have this tolerance level of, I'm not gonna teach you anything. You're full of shit. I'ma just roast the fuck out of you. I'm noticing that pattern because my husband does that shit too. Like when he knows somebody is full of shit, he not gonna try to convince. He not gonna try to entertain. He just gonna talk shit about your ass. And I was like, that gotta be a guy thing because it is fucking hilarious. Because they be like, do you see what I see? I know this bitch don't think we buying it. Or I know this nigga don't think we buying it. Like, I think that's a dude thing. So this nigga talk about gorditas and all types of shit, and I just be done. I saw that with Leon. My heart said, yeah, and there was a lot of things that Average at Best pointed out, and my husband said the same thing. I'm sure PJ would say the same thing because I don't think it's not the same, you know. CJ always shouted out and uplifted and highlighted Leon. Do y'all remember that? He kind of uplifted him and he kind of like put shine. Look at my boy. Oh, my boy got this drip. Oh, my boy doing this. Look at my boy Leon doing this. Look at my boy doing this. Like it was a lot of that going on. Do y'all remember that? Right. So what's interesting is, first of all, the fact that he had on his sister's slides. Like, where's his slides? I know men just, y'all got that button, baby. It's just this button, and y'all ain't got time. That shit is hilarious. Um, I think that was kind of wrong. Like my boys, like I roast my boys, I clown on my boys, and they will clown back, and we would just go back and forth. But I've had a conversation with them. And I told them, because my boys asked me before, why you and dad be clowning? And I say, I talk and roast y'all because you guys are going to get talked about at school. People are going to try to roast you at school, but I want y'all to have some kind of comebacks, right? But my kids, they went to school and they start noticing, okay, my mom was right. My dad was right. So they would come home and we would have these conversations. Yeah, mom, you was right. They tried to rag on me and I tried to get on them. And I had to explain to my son too, when you roasting people, you can't go to hell, son. You gotta kind of stay in the vicinity. They just clowning because the boy was roasting so bad that these kids wanted to start beating him up. So I had to balance that out. But you have to have conversations with your kids like, oh, I'm just joking or I'm not being serious. But Leon had every right to be upset because now it's like all over YouTube. That's kind of embarrassing him. I don't know. I just feel like that could have been handled a little bit better. His mama outed him on it. His sister confirmed it and they laughed about it. And it's like three girls against one boy. I don't know how that feels as a boy or a man because I'm a woman. But from the look on his face, it did not look like it felt pretty good. Yeah, PJ Stew about that turkey leg. My son's father is a Taurus. And girl, what are you doing with a Taurus? Child, that's because Leos are free spirited people and Tauruses, they like their control. So today's show is a rice experiment about how your words can hurt. Mm. Leon do get treated differently from the girls. He need a man. But I'm curious to know. I'm curious to know, did CJ see that when they were together? And that's why he was like, let me come on and take you. Let's go to the gym. Let's do all of this stuff together. Let's go out to eat together because he saw that and he just never spoke on it. He just was like, I'm going to just take my son with me. There's too many girls in the house. They're kind of over kind of doing them. They're kind of like, I wonder if he saw that. I wonder if he saw that. I'm curious now. What's up, Creole? Girl, that turkey leg look good than a mug too. PJ do his thing. That shit was tender. Of course, he had it all in the foil. That's how my husband's ribs are. Like the ribs that I posted in the community, that's how they are. When you pick up that rib, it's gonna fall right off the bone. Mm, 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 Leon at that insecure age in life, plus he don't get the same lifestyle. That's true. But I'm wondering, like, if CJ saw that, Leon was kind of like exit out with girls, because it's easier for girls to be around girls because they're understanding of each other, and a boy who's in that sector might not want to deal with the catty shit all the time, might not want to deal with all of that all the time. I don't know where PJ crazy ass at. Yeah. Yeah, that's a bad look. You right, Rico. They were the only two males and they created a bond of father. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, they were the only two they were the only two boys in the house. So, well, see, little CJ, he's still a baby. You know what I'm saying? So it's a little different. When he get a little older, that might change, but the age gap, that don't help either. Like my daughter Neffy, right? I had before we had Pooh Shiesty, um, she was just kind of hanging out with the boys and stuff. But I would take her to do girly things and just hang, because it was just a bunch of guys around here. You got my husband, you got Dorian, Donovan, Juju, and then there's her. She really had no, just like, okay, let's go play video games. Let's go do boy stuff. It was just really kind of like, okay, so she's a daddy's girl, but she liked to do girl things, and she couldn't always do girl things, right? Because the boys don't want to play that. So when Pooh came, she has somebody that she can be a girl with. So it's different. But Pooh and her are only a few years apart. Leon and baby CJ, that is beyond a decade. So that's not going to be the same thing. Squad, right. It's not going to be the same thing. And he is in the teen stage. He is in a very vulnerable stage. And I noticed on that channel, on Average at Best, a lot of men were speaking against that. They were like on it. They were like, nah, that boy needs CJ. And that's what I say, when you got to look past yourself to see the best for your children. Leon, CJ, squad. Leon and CJ did have, yeah, they did. And I'm just saying, Leon's still in a house full of women because it's a female too. Yeah. Wait a minute. This is crazy to me though, right? This is crazy. Yes, they all do need him. Absolutely. I agree with that for sure. But this is crazy. Thank you. This is crazy because I'm seeing all the men say the same thing. Like, I see all the men saying the same thing about Van. Like, I'm seeing the men come for Van. Like, they're like, what is he doing? He's sitting on that couch. He just looking goofy in the videos. He doesn't, his energy's not very leadership worthy or very masculine. He doesn't take any roles. He just kind of follows. He's very dormant. He's very dormant. And you don't know how much emasculation he's been through, the reason why he's the way he is. He's like a yes man. I don't know, but y'all also notice attention and a lot of y'all and a lot of y'all I'm gonna be honest with you. I believe Van gets some type of monthly income. I don't know what it is, but I really do think so. What's up, Nay? I don't think he's there with no money. I think he gets like a monthly incentive. I don't know where from, But I promise you, I feel like he gets a monthly incentive. And I'm not even trying to be funny. Yep. Because even as adults, how many of us adults be like, "Oh, I wish I could have did this for my mom or my dad," or "I wish I could have been able to do this for my mom or my dad," and all the other stuff. Kids, we're not supposed to, and this is why I tell every adult that it's not your job. It- every person I tell who's a child of someone, and someone's always gonna be a child of someone. It's not your job to do what your parents were supposed to do. So, for example, let's say Jalea and them, they want to make a lot of money so they can help take care of their mama. That's not their job. It's not anybody's job to take care of their parents. Just like when I had the conversation with that person who said that she believed that Leon and them were giving royalty an opportunity to go to prom because she never went. That's not their job. It's not our job as children to do something for our parents. Now, if we do it, that's cool, but it's really not our job. Our job is to show to our parents that we're passing their legacy on in a positive way, doing a lot of their teachings and being successful, because all parents want their children to succeed. That's the job. Not trying to make sure your parents have a car, a house, or they're mentally okay. It's not our job as children to make sure that our parents are mentally okay, they're mentally stable. It's not our job. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's a lot of people's problems. We feel like we got to cater to our parents, or maybe if I do this, my parent will do better, or maybe if I talk to my parent about this, they'll do that. And we'll put ourselves in a whole twist because we think we're obligated to do things for our parents. It's not our fucking jobs to make sure our parents is okay. And our parents' choices were the choices that they made. It really is. And I think we fall into that. I'm just saying, Miss Creole, he gets something money. Y'all stupid. I don't know because she has CJ, so she probably didn't. Child. She's ignoring him a lot, in my personal opinion. That's what he gives off. And can I just say this? And Average at Best said it better than me. CJ would never have had Leon in Jalea's shoes. He would have had his own drip, his own slippers. And this is why I say the things that I say. It's not beneficial to the children. And let me get this. Let me say this because I know how people like to twist words and say stupid stuff. Um, it's not even about them having a lavish lifestyle anymore. They're literally in survival mode now. So you went from freedom mode to survival mode. You went from freedom mode to survival mode. No, it's not. It's not no child's job to make sure they're not their parents' therapist. They're not their parents' provider. Parents shouldn't be having kids having the expectation of their children to do something for them. If they do something for them, that's cool. But when my kids become adults, they need to live their best life. That's the only obligation I have for them. Whether they do something for me or not is truly up to them. But I don't have the expectation of it because they should be doing stuff for themselves. Period. Her daughter's so fast, all she think about is boys, and she always have her out. Okay, so Nay, let's talk about it. Jalea, she's supposed to be about to be 15, right? Or 16 this year? Who said no? They said she's turning 15 this year because I really don't know their ages like that. Um, why would Jalea see anything? Well, first of all, teenagers at that age are always interested in boys, so I will say that. But why would Jalea think that her behaving the way that she's behaving is wrong when she see her mama do it? Seriously. Like, why would she see that's incorrect behavior if she see her mama do it? It must be okay because you see your mama do it, right? I know you not, because I'm not either, and I'm so serious. Like I said, I watch Charlene's channel to check on the kids because I'm clean and where I eat needs to be too. I know that's right. And a lot of the food choices, I get it's the food festival or whatever festival, but that stuff, and that's probably because I just changed how I eat altogether now. I don't eat a lot of the same stuff, but a lot of that was just that wasn't really wholesome food. He needs a man to direct him. Yeah, because a woman can't teach a boy how to be a man. I know I sure in the fuck can't. You know, you want to know why royalty putting CJ on child support? Because when the twins go to CJ, she knows the twins going to have more than her kids. Yeah, and that's really her fault. And being in high school, a lot of kids want to be fresh in school. Yes, that's what I'm saying. Um, my boys, what time is it? Oh shit, I gotta go in about 15 minutes because I gotta go get my hairdresser so she could do my kids' hair today. My boys, they gotta have the nice stuff, but it's not like how we went to high school. I know some of y'all know this. When you went to high school, when we went to high school, well, let me just speak for me, okay? Because I can't speak for everybody else. But when I went to high school, you had to have everything that matched. If you wore Jordans that day, you need to have either all black or whatever color the Jordans are, but no logos. Or you would have to have Jordan everything. You couldn't mix match brands back in the day. Okay, you can't be walking around with some a Puma shirt with some Nikes on and a damn Adidas hat or a Reebok hat. You just couldn't do that. You couldn't. It was like a dress code, an undisclosed dress code. If somebody caught you wearing some Nikes with Adidas, you getting clowned on. Nowadays, they kind of wear whatever, whatever, whatever. But oh, okay, she's fine. She's only dilated 2 centimeters. She'll be okay. Um, Now they wear kind of whatever they want and they mix match, you know, brands and stuff like that. But kids still gotta look fresh. They still gotta look nice. They still gotta look cool. If you come to school looking any old kind of way, or you looking like you falling off, a lot of these kids are mean. A lot of them are mean. Um, the thing too is they're not as into shoes as we were into shoes back in the day. At least not my kids. Because my kids wanted, one time they asked me for a pair of Air Forces, and we went to the mall, we bought them some Air Forces, and they didn't really take it. Well, my second oldest takes care of his shoes, but my oldest ain't no fucking way. He'll get a pair of shoes and it'll look like he had it for 13 years. So it they don't do the same things, but it's still an image thing. It's still like you gotta dress to impress at that school. That's why I try to make sure my kids' hair done every 2 weeks. But there was one time, because I always have a hard time keeping hairstylists because they move, or well, it's because they move, honestly. I used to go to a salon out here. If you go to my family page on Demary Dynasty, on my shorts, you'll see my daughter getting her hair done at a salon. I had her and all my other kids up at that salon every 2 weeks to get their hair done, but she closed shop and she moved to Vegas. So I don't I don't have the luxury to go to the hair salon here anymore because it got closed down, and I'm not about to be driving far and that stuff. I don't like doing that. But anyway, my son, after she moved, my son still wanted his hair to be done, but he wants his hair to be long. I said, throw it out, do something different. He didn't want to throw it out because he didn't want to be made fun of, right? So he throwed it out anyway, and I did it with the blow dryer. I washed it and shaped it with the blow dryer. I got him a nice little fro going, right? He went to school, everybody was on him. Because even though his hair wasn't done, it was froed up. He had on his little gear on, his Adidas gear, his shoes, nice back. Like, I make sure my kids is dressed nice. You can go to Kohl's right now and still get that additional 50% off on a lot of the Nike and Adidas gear and stuff like that. I'm just saying, right? But anyway, that's a conversation for another day. I had them do all of that. So, I had him do all of that, and the kids, first they made fun of my son, but then they start trying to dress like him and be cool. It's all in the confidence on how you carry yourself and what you're doing. That's what it's really about at the end of the day. But my kids don't share shoes, and they don't share all that stuff. Like my daughter, um oh, who was that popped up on my timeline? Okay. My daughter, they dress in each other dresses and they play, but that's at home. They don't wear each other's clothes outside, and that's like dress up stuff. That's like little costumes and all that other stuff. But Destiny reacts, man. That's my girl. You tell Dad I'm about to go do that. Okay. Tell him I'll be back with her. So, all right, I'll be back. Hold on, y'all. I gotta go get her so she can do my boy's hair, my husband's hair. But um, the sharing the turkey leg, the all that other stuff, my kids don't share. They're about to eat a lot of kind of a food that nationwide fair tour. They're about to go. Oh Lord, you do have to point out anti-PC her mom doing. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like if you like, okay. So confession time, you guys. Um, so in my bedroom, I like to walk around with some shirt and undies. I mean, what woman doesn't, right? And I like to wear a muumuu too. Everybody got a muumuu. If you don't have a muumuu, get one for the women out there. It's nice. My daughter was like, I'm not about to wear no pajamas because mommy be walking around with a shirt and some drawers on. I took my black ass to Walmart and bought me some pajamas. And I told my daughter, I said, look, I got pajamas on now. And she's like, oh, okay. So she wears her pajamas to bed. Now, I don't like it because I like to be comfortable, damn it. But kids don't care about what you say. They care about they see. So Jalea, why would she think that is such a issue or a problem or not okay if she see her mom out here having it? No hair lint in any of my kids' heads. They are all grown now and they keep themselves looking good all the time. I didn't like seeing all that lint in baby TJs. Oh, child, I didn't even see all of that. Oh no. You know what? I thought royalty used to just do their hair a lot on their own. And you know what? Let's talk about that too. Because as far as I may know or would assume, royalty could have put herself in freaking depression mode. Oh, I gotta get gas again. Oh, child, the ghetto. Hold on. Let me turn off my radio. Um, She could have put herself in depression mode, and she's not um kind of focusing on the children a lot because they look like, you know what I'm saying, it's something they're lacking. The attention is not lacking. Her head could be in there in the clouds about everything else. Oh, PJ's hold on, let me turn this off. Okay. I need to get to more into YouTube channel. Right. Okay, that's what I thought I saw PJ's live. All right, y'all. Y'all go ahead and go to PJ's live. I gotta go get this hairstylist to go do my husband's hair and my kids' hair anyway. So I will just catch up with y'all later because I do gotta go to the gym too, and then I got class, so I got a lot going on today. But we'll catch up about this later. But I don't want anybody to think it's bashing, but it's real stuff though. You got to look at how these kids react and they respond to you. It's really important. And I try to be in tune with my children as much as I can. I'm not perfect. No other mother is perfect. But we really got to pay attention how our choices affect our children. It really, really do. So, y'all, I will holler at y'all later. I am out. Love y'all. Squad.